Anyways, hi everybody, I'm Trouble, and these wonderful people are Harlette. And give it up for them. Thank you. And we have been lucky enough to have the debut of you guys up on stage. It was really great. Absolutely loved it. I've seen you play how many times, and I absolutely love you. But this is really, really great. I love it. Your voice is phenomenal. And I do have to say thank you so much, because Saturday mornings and musicians are usually not a good combination, and other than pulling into the driveway and crawling into bed is usually the working relationship musicians have with Saturday mornings. So getting up there and playing some kick-ass music, absolutely appreciate it. And the people on the end always think they're safe. No, I always go to the ends first. So we'll start with you. If you could introduce yourselves, please.
My name's Michael Keever. Kind of wrote most of the stuff, so it's kind of my project, I guess you would call it. It's kind of cool to be able to play it with phenomenal musicians like those guys down there. It's really come to fruition. It's pretty crazy, so that's me.
I'm Kayla Keever, total relation. I'm the vocalist, and I wrote, by injection only, exactly.
And she ends with that.
That was it.
I sleep with him, I'm done.
I'm pretty sure that's all you have to talk about.
Hi, that's good enough. I'm Kat Ripley, and I'm the bass player, and I was honored and blessed to be hooked up with these two lovely people on the end. They asked me to play bass with them, and it's awesome. They're very talented, and it's been a really fun project. So thanks for having us, Trouble.
Thank you. And you're not sleeping.
You're not sleeping. Yeah.
I, however, am sleeping with Michael.
Yes, that was right.
Yeah. My name's Randall Smith. I am the guy that sits back there and hits the things with the thingies. Michael found me passed out under a bush, so I'm really glad that he found me that one morning, because now I'm able to play in this band. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it.
Very cool. Thank you guys. And I guess you were the person responsible for starting it then?
Yeah,
Tell us how it came about.
I can do that. Well, I've been in a few bands over the last few years, but it's never been the stuff that I've written, and kind of been writing my own stuff since I was in high school. A couple of these songs actually I wrote when I was in high school, but we got out of a couple bands that we were in. Kayla was in one of the bands. We kind of broke up and didn't really have anything going on. Wasn't really playing all that much, and we went to a couple shows last year, and I just got really inspired by a few of the bands that I've seen, and I was like, well, we gotta start something. And started scouring Craigslist. Yes, scouring. Scouring Craigslist for musicians, and I would email everybody and wouldn't get anything back, so I decided to post my own thing. And the funny thing is, one night I got a call, like the night after posting, that I was looking for musicians. Kat called me, and while we were on the phone discussing music and all the stuff that we like and kind of hitting it off, I got another call in the middle of that phone call, and it was Randall, which is pretty crazy. I mean, it was just totally random. So I was like, hey, I got another phone call coming, and I answered the phone, and he's like, yep, I love this, this, and this, and this is how I play. And I said, sweet, you're in too, we'll start on Wednesday, and that was it. It was like 3 months ago now. It's pretty cool.
Very, very cool. So I know it's like hop over the shoes. I have my shiny shoes, and I'm getting my shiny. So I'm easily distracted by shiny objects.
I've been staring at them
It's
for a
like
while.
ADOS, attention deficit, ooh, shiny. So, yeah. Kat shares it with me too. Whenever we get together, it's like, it's all about the shoes. Whenever Kat and I are there, it's like the first thing, it's like, hi, and before we even hug, we're like, good shoes. I know, I love those shoes. I know, I adore my shiny ones. Back to the music. Not as much fun sometimes, but music and clothes. I'm seriously. The guys are like, yeah. Let's see, are your shoes shiny? They're cool though.
Vans.
I have like, those are cool.
He never buys shoes. He's terrible buying shoes. He would wear like nasty ass flip flops or just like work boots all the time because he just cannot buy shoes for himself. Well,
it's a boy thing.
Just don't care.
Women are good at buying shoes. It's, I have a trunk full of them, and I actually did, after you told me that horrific story about having all your shoes and having your car stolen and losing your favorite pair of shoes, So I told her like a couple weeks ago I had like 11 pairs of shoes in my trunk. And it was like after that she told me that story, I went out there and I was like, okay, my 3 favorite pairs. It's like I still have to have some because you have to have choices. Yes, yes. I refer to it as my scum bag. Yeah. You never know when you're not exactly going to make it home. As Elaine walks in, I start talking about the walk of shame. Yeah! I have the best friends in the world. Like I was saying about still being drunk. So you guys have only been playing together about 3 months. I couldn't have told. Oh my God, it's you guys totally gel up there. So
me and Kayla and Randall have been playing together for 3 months. Kat's been on and off.
Kat likes to go on vacation.
She just shows up whenever and blends right in. It's perfect.
Yeah, but one thing I wanted to add is, as musicians, what really happened, I need to clarify the caveat, is I don't scour Craigslist, but sometimes I look at what's going on, and I saw your ad, and it was really weird karmic thing where the words that you used, and despite the bad grammar, and the bands that you talked about, it was just one of those weird chemical, weird karmic things, and I thought, I need to call this guy. So despite our age differences, which we won't talk about, it was really weird when we first jammed together, all 4 of us, as widely different as we are as human beings, we gel as a band. So I think as musicians, you guys will Tony and I had that with Despondency Not Denied and Brett, but you just kind of gel and you'd have a chemical kind of reaction that you have to go with regardless. So that's kind of how we got together.
And speaking of Despondency Denied, we know that you were in that band. You guys have been gracious enough to grace my stage as recently as 2 weeks ago, but you were on the show before that, and you did an acoustic set one time when I believe Miss Cat was once again unavailable. Yeah. Yes. Back when I was doing it at the Bandit, we ended up with just a duo acoustic set, which totally rocked. I watched the recording of it not that long ago. In fact, I was like, man, that was a great show. It really was. It was one of my first ones. But is anybody else in any other projects at this time? Maybe Randall's like, yeah, me.
Torn Hammer! Yeah, the good old Hammer. I am in a metal band called Torn Hammer. I actually troll Craigslist a lot. I like to just troll and mess with people, especially in the musician section, because they're just weird. So I look at Michael's ad and I see it, and my jam room for Torn Hammer is right across the street from his house. So when he put the intersection, I thought, he said he had all the equipment and everything, so I was thinking to myself, maybe he is another musician in one of the other bands that we share the room with, so I'm going to contact him and mess with him. And it didn't happen like that, just like, alright. So yeah, you got the metal drummer, you got the blues-influenced guitarist, you got the classically trained singer, and then you have the blues, funk, everything in between kind of bass player. Yeah, so we all come from different genres, but it just blends together perfectly.
And we have to comment on Randall's radio voice.
Oh yeah.
Give us the radio.
He's our resident DJ.
Well, I can beatbox, I can do the radio. I actually was in radio for a couple of years, so I'm very used to speaking on the microphone. So, welcome to the River's Edge Lounge. Come on down. Yeah, so we can do all that.
Definitely do that. It's like I can do the 900 voice, but anyways.
That's how I got my start.
So that was you?
45 a minute? Sorry. And what were those 3 digits on the back? Anyways, hi.
You blush? Are you blushing?
I'm not blushing. Boston can't make me blush, and like phone sexes can make me blush. Seriously. I know. Luigi has put that one out there, and trust me, it's like I'm usually the one who says most of the stuff, so everybody's like, damn, I could have probably said that, but I never shut up either, so get in the mic. But we will start again with you, a little bit of background about how you started playing guitar, and other than to pick up girls, how did you start playing guitar and why did you get it? We know, and here's the whole thing, it works, so I mean, seriously, pick up the totally hot chicks, so, but how did you start playing guitar?
Actually, it started right before high school, or right around high school. I had a good friend that picked up a bass and started taking lessons, and one day we've been friends for a long time, and he shows up at my house, and my mom just had a regular old acoustic guitar sitting around, and he picks it up and plays the opening riff to Iron Man by Black Sabbath, and I was like, holy shit, I need to learn how to do that. And that was it. Like, he picked the bass, and I picked up a guitar, and we just went from there. I started taking lessons from Dave Pierce right there, Dave Pierce Studios, for 3.5 years. Yeah. So I took lessons throughout high school, learned everything I possibly could, from blues to metal to, I mean, everything in between, funk, Chili Peppers, Rage Against the Machine, Led Zeppelin, Hendrix, all that stuff. I mean, as much as I could pack in, I learned. So after a few years of that, I started jamming with people who actually played instruments as well as, you know, anybody else could, and kind of got some bands together and messed around for a while. And then right after high school, I got into a cover band called Keeping the Peace that I was in for 3 years, and we played 40 or 50 different cover songs from all kinds of bands, and that was kind of a big part of my life just because I was broadening my spectrum of music. So after that, I had to get out of it because it was just too much work. Oh yeah, Lewis.
We love you.
Lewis was our singer for a long time, still is. But after I got out of that, I got into a pop punk band with Kayla. She was a singer, keyboardist for the band, and I was a guitar player, and we had another singer and a drummer that we played with. We played a couple shows. We were around for 6-8 months, and then the singer moved and the drummer moved, and I was kind of stuck, so I said fuck it, and didn't really do much for a while, and that's when I put up the ad on Craigslist. So that's my background. I mean, just kind of everything. You're up.
Oh god, I've been singing since I was like 3, it seems like. I did Arizona Girls Choir and a bunch of classically trained stuff. I was mostly groomed for musical theater, but I played sports, so I never had time to do musical theater. So I basically sang in the shower and in my car, and my best friend's right there, and we are the best karaoke duo you can possibly think of. Glee doesn't have anything on us. But I just do a lot of karaoke, and like I said, a lot of classically trained stuff, but I have like a lot of folk Americana influence. I don't really know where that fits in with any of the music that we play, but it really kind of helped with like learning how to sing classically and like how to pronounce certain things certain ways. It really helped kind of create my own style and my own voice to have such a drastically different influence when it came to my singing. So that's, I mean, like, and then we played with For Your Health for a while, and that was 100% completely different than anything I've ever done again. It was really kind of like more pop and kind of making fun of ourselves the entire time we sang. So that was really fun. So it was all a really good experience to get to where we are now with Harlette.
Hi, so yeah, I started out in classical music with piano and orchestra in high school, junior high, grade school. But yeah, so I did the whole classical thing and picked up the bass when the jazz band in high school didn't have a bass player, and they didn't want me because I was a clarinet player. So I picked up, so I could play bass. So that's really how I started playing bass, and no one knew I didn't know how to play bass, so I would practice every morning at 5 o'clock and bloody fingers and everything. So that's pretty much the beginning, and just loved it ever since. So I'm not a guitar player who couldn't be good at guitar and picked up the bass like most bass players are.
It's like with those other 2 strings, I just couldn't.
I know. So yes, I'm a real bass player. And yeah, yay, that's me.
I'm waiting to hear that I started banging already.
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, if you guys can't tell, I was an awkward child. Still kind of awkward, you know. Like, 11 years old, I'm 6 feet tall, I have a full beard, and it was weird for me. So, I did kind of just go into my room. Everybody in my family is musical. My dad just up and bought me a $1,500 drum set one day. I was like, alright, cool, well, I guess I'll play the drums. So I started playing the drums. I was pretty young, and me and my friends, we formed a band because, like you said, we wanted to get the girls, you know, and I figured I can be in the back, nobody will see me, but what I didn't realize is that everybody will hear me. I can't turn down, you know, I can play quiet, but I can't turn down. So I got over all that, and I've been playing longer than I'd like to admit, and yeah, you know, I always wanted to play metal. When I got into high school, I joined a marching band. They already had a drummer for jazz band, so I couldn't get into that. I mean, I already knew how to play. They stuck me on the bass drum. and wearing the cummerbund and the feather hat and marching around. I wasn't into that with this big old bass drum. I wanted, oh, that was excellent. I was like the best bass drum player in the world. Tucson anyway. Yeah, well, Santa Rita. But, but yeah, so I just quit that because I wanted to play music, not just in marching band. So I kind of regret that. I really would have liked to have been on drumline, but now I just do it in my own mind and it's good to go.
My son just took up drums.
Oh, drumline, that's, you gotta learn the rudiments. You have to learn all the basics. Drumline is the best place to do it. And then you can do all that cool stuff with the sticks that I can't do. And yeah, it's just cool.
He throws sticks in the back of my head.
Yes, she needs to get a target on her back, because that's where I throw my sticks. But yeah, I've just been playing so long. I love playing all types of music. For whatever reason, I've always been in metal bands. And this is actually the first time I've been in a band that is not metal. I bring my metal influences to the band, and it kind of works out that way. In fact, the first song for our next set, Death Metal Lunchbox. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
That would be a cool band name, actually. Death Metal Lunchbox. That would be cool. Speaking of band names, Kat explained exactly what it means, but who came up with the band name, or was it you did? And how did it come about?
Well, I know the story.
Well, we just been trying to figure out a name that fits the music, and we just like, it's really hard because we have so many different styles going on. And I don't really know how it came about. I just thinking of the names that I'd come up with, and nothing seemed to fit, so I don't even know where it came from. We were just on our way to a show one night, and I was like, what about the name Harlette? And she's like a whore? And I was like, yeah, it's perfect. She's like, yeah, sure. And we looked it up, and there have been a couple other bands on the East Coast called Harlette, but not the way we spell it, so we're way better. And then we found out that the way we spell it actually means a female who rides a Harley. So there's two T's. Yeah, there's two T's and an E on the end. It means Harlette. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Kayla came up with the spelling, I came up with the name. And then Randall did the design, and it's badass. It's
yes, it is.
Perfect. It just works beautifully.
It works in Harley, so it does.
And Kat rides on the back of Harley, so we're good.
I ride my own.
Yeah. There you go.
Let me have my own.
I won't let her have one because she'll die, but that's about it.
I'm trying to guilt trip you at this point. It's not gonna happen.
It's like, anyways, now we'll get to the fun part, the gratuitous cropping of anything coming up in the near future. Do you guys have any stuff, any gigs booked? And also, in addition to that, I know you have a Facebook page, so we want to go over that. I don't know if you guys have a Reverb Nation or YouTube channel or anything. All of the stuff from today will be on my YouTube page, so you guys, I will post it on like your wall and everything. But the Trouble in AZ1, because I screwed up the first one, that page on YouTube will have this usually by Monday afternoon, depending on how drunk I get over the weekend is how long it takes me to upload. At least I'm honest. But it'll be there, so if you want to go and you can like grab it off that and share it, my page is wide open, so you can do that. But who wants to talk about where you guys are playing next so people can see it?
Okay, so we will be playing our second gig. This is our first gig today at the Hut on the 1st of December. I don't know which time slot we've got, but it'll be in the evening of the 1st of December, which is a Saturday. So everybody, please come and support. There'll be some other really good. It's local band night, so the Tangelos are kind of hosting, I think. And some other good bands. So look it up. TRA promoted it. So Rick promoted it. So Rick's the one that got us the gig. So thank you, Rick. And so that'll be your first gig. And after that, we're open for business.
And your Facebook
Call us. Facebook pages, facebook.com, Harlette Band. So HARLETTEBAND. Harlette Band.
You should have them do the voiceover on it.
Yeah, here's the real radio version.
Okay, aside from the Facebook, which again is facebook.com/HarletteBand, we also have our Bandcamp, which is harlette.bandcamp.com. You can find all of our music, well, not all of our music. I put up 3 songs from there. But super rough recordings. Kat isn't even on them, unfortunately. It was just something for us.
Was she on vacation?
Yeah, you know.
She was working.
Exactly, working in Brazil.
In Brazil.
You know, I would never go there. But that's my own personal fears. But, well, I wear my thong anyway, you know. And I have her like fan me with a palm frond. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
It is. I've been there. That does happen, actually. From what I've seen in the pictures, because the brain is a little foggy. It's like, what'd you do last night? Give me my phone. Oh, shit. Yeah. That's usually when you know it's a good night. But anyways, enough about us. A little bit about the River's Edge. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to bring some kick-ass local bands and show the world how much talent Tucson really does have. It's so hard in Tucson to get a gig, and then once you get it, to actually like get one that pays you enough to like put gas in your car to get there. It's really, really hard. So Matt and Holly totally rock for letting me do this every Saturday morning, take over your joint and entertain our little corner of the world. And it's a really great place to be. They have wet t-shirt contests, they have karaoke, they have Thursday nights beer pong, and the first and third Thursday of every month, if you stick around long enough after beer pong at midnight, the girls hit the polls. So yeah, and there's like the sexy butt contest and the bikini contest. I think we might be phasing those out because it's fucking cold. It's really, I mean, seriously. I know, that's, yeah. Makes it a little more interesting. It's like, boobies. And it always goes to the boobies. It just, you know, I mean, if you look at the back of my car, there's a big sticker across the back window that says, I love boobies. So, not so boobies. So seriously, encouraging me, really. And it wasn't you this time. I'm impressed. So anyways, I'm going to shut up and we are going to let you guys hit the stage again so we can hear some more kick-ass music from Harlette. Thank you guys so much.